Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Fallout Nevada. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today here in, I don't know if it's called the kennel, it's called the pound, which makes a little bit more sense considering this is basically a drug lab right now that we're in. We killed basically everybody except for the slaves. We haven't freed them yet. We're gonna need to take care of that. We have a VDU over here, video display unit. I believe it is what that is called, yes indeed, which is a little bit of a funny name, to be fair, but it is from the original game, not from Fallout Nevada. You can use this laboratory workstation, or a station, to craft useful supplies. I will absolutely craft not anything. Okay, I don't want anything. Let's look at this computer over here. We got another video over there. Science skill is needed. That's right, we saw that last episode. Let's science it up. This computer coordinates the work of all departments of the laboratory. There is a lot of interesting information. Okay, product reports. Steroids. This lab unsuccessfully tried to develop drugs like Buffout, but it was too difficult for local working conditions. Test samples were issued, each of which was later recognized as a waste. Very scientific. However, samples were spreaded among dealers, possibly at a cost of customers' lives. Okay. Psychedelics. That's not how it's written. It's got an O instead of an E. But it sort of reads like psychedelics instead of psychodelics. So, sure. Makes sense that it would... Anyway, this is one of the main products of the nursery. 3 names this thing has. Where here were created various kinds of psychedelics, including LSD, which we have heard of before as well, mescaline, and psilocybin. I would need to look it up to see if those things are real. Or what the story behind that is. The main focus was chemicals based on hallucinogenic mushrooms. Products were successful not only among locals, but also outside of Vegas. It seems many in this world wanted to escape reality. Yes, this is of course what you'd find. No, but wait a minute, that sounds like what the narrator would say rather than what you'd find written in here. Maybe. Anyway, methamphetamines, data purged. Medications. Medications' pool is small, includes stimulants, some painkillers, therapeutic powders made out of plants, and a number of low-value drugs. All batches were produced relatively recently. It means that the laboratory had not previously worked with such products. Does it? Does it mean that? I suppose it will. It does. Special order from the Clean City, but this time around it's got a capital L for an L. Some influential person from the Clean City has made an order through intermediaries to manufacture light drugs with a small addiction effect. Cigarettes, most likely, or booze. Even though the names are not listed, it becomes clear that the nursery has its own people in Clean City. Okay, let's look at the experiments here. Nursery held a series of experiments both in recreating old drugs and medicines and creating completely new ones. It seems that smart people worked here. Okay, so they have the Psycho. This old drug of military origin has become a real panacea for management. Not pain management, management in general. This is a pain management drug, by the way. It just does damage resistance in game terms. For some time, the lab was engaged exclusively in attempts of independent creation of Psycho. Such a product would bring profits to the nursery, but local conditions, equipment, and the lack of necessary components have only led to the closure of experiments. Actually, now that I think about it, Psycho really should add to your maximum health, and it should heal you as well at the same time. And it should do damage when the maximum health goes down. That's what it should do. It's just like triple your health or something like that. Because it is a sort of makes you immune to pain. But it just basically makes you immune to damage. It gives you, I think in the original game, that gives you 50 damage resistance, which is incredibly powerful if you have armor, and definitely very useful if you're in one of those nasty fights. If you don't want to save scum, you can definitely use Psycho and you're good to go. Unless you get critted, of course, in which case you're not. It almost looks like you're not immune to criticals with Psycho, but you are immune to, that what I mean is it almost looks like criticals go through the damage resistance, but they don't. They still apply the damage resistance, just that the criticals can be very powerful. Let's read buff out. Similar to Psycho, the project was closed due to inability to manufacture in local conditions. Mentats, unlike buff-out and Psycho experiments, Mentats could go into mass production, but the drug appeared to be unprofitable, considering the large labor and resource costs. The nursery couldn't compete with pre-war reserves in the region. This is competition with pre-war reserves. In addition, the current need for this product was clearly less than for a number of other drugs. Really? Mentats is highly addictive. I think much more than buff out. And certainly way more than Psycho. Psycho is barely addictive. Buff out is a little bit. I think Mentats is like 60% addiction rate. Buff out is like 40, and then Psycho is like 5 or 10. I don't remember. I know that, for example, Radaway is addictive as well. You can get addicted to it, and I think it takes 3 weeks for the addiction to go away. Let's read about these psychedelics experiments. Psychedelics long held a priority place in the production, until they filled the market so much that the nursery itself ran into distribution problem. What? They filled the market so much that the nursery itself ran into a distribution problem. As a result, the management appointed a series of experiments on LSD and other psychedelic, I forgot about the voice, substances in order to make them more relevant. For example, more relevant. What is this, YouTube? Bromine LSD. I've heard of this name, maybe in this game. Project designed to create LSD without psychedelic effect, which could be useful for people with various brain disorders. Could it? I mean, what? For example, cluster pains. Okay. I don't know what that is, but sure. Too bad. The clean city decided that psychedelics have to uproot from the market completely. They'll just pick up their bags and go. That's what they'll do. What about the other experiments? The management of the nursery sought to legalize itself in the face of the clean city in order to stop attacks from the police and remove the conspiracy. Yeah. There should be an echo to that voice. To do this, the nursery tried to take up production of various peaceful medications. I wonder if that's a sarcastic quotation or if it's real quotation. You know, in the sense that to take up production of, for the lack of a better word, peaceful medications, such as stimulants and painkillers. What exactly is an aggressive drug? How is a stimulant not an aggressive drug? And painkillers for sure. That's for combat. The other things are the psychedelics. What? I don't understand. All throughout the game, the writers they sound like my now unfortunately departed grandmother. She would be the one. She'd like, I don't know what she was on all her life, but all her life taught her that if there's something was wrong in the neighborhood, it must have been the druggies. It was druggies. I mean, not that word that she used, obviously, because she was Portuguese. But yeah, the neighbor's cat disappeared. I must have been those druggies. Oh, did somebody paint that wall? Those druggies. Oh, I lost my glasses. Freaking druggies, or something like that. So she did not like the druggies, even though she knew literally zero druggies all throughout her life. But you know how old people are. So maybe my grandmother wrote this game from the grave. My Russian-speaking dead grandmother. I'm down with that. Absolutely. You go, Grandma. You go. Let's not speak ill of the dead. Anyway. So we need to free these slaves. Let's get them out of here. Door is locked. I think I have keys. Do I want the keys? I don't want the keys. Oh, that's not what the word is. Do I want to use the keys is the word. And I don't. I want to get the experience because, well, of course. Open that. These guys are flabbergasted at this whole operation, and they're like, "Why are you opening those doors, Vinny?" Just said Vinny because I saw Vinny, the narrator. I remember my name, and I know who it is a reference to. Anyway, let's have a chat with them. E. Everybody says E. I can't free these people. Ah, well, that's the, well, I think I did pretty good at the freeing of these people, if I'm honest. Yeah, it's just this everything. I've got a little bit of freedom here on the floor. Let's see if I missed anything. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Oh, maybe I should talk to these guys. See if they say E. No, I did. They're like, well, they E as well. They didn't say E before. Maybe E means, maybe it's like the Russian word for A. Is that what it is? A? No, A is not like, if it were I guess it would be A. Hey, pizza guy. Where's he gone? He's gone. Well, it's a good thing, because I was going to ask him... No, he's over here. Okay. I was going to ask him if he's going to be like... are you somehow in charge of these slaves? Because if you're going to take up the slavery business, because honestly, we need to be concerned about that. This might be bad. What? I'm free? This is the best thing that ever happened to me. Thank you, friend, he says. He doesn't say E. That is also a very good thing that happened to me. Not having somebody say E to that. Okay, let's go over here. Wait a minute. There's a dead body over here. Okay, gotcha. I'm pretty sure. Did I go in here? Maybe. Let's find out. Oh, I like this soundtrack a lot. Ooh, we have a sniper rifle. I like that more than anything. It's kind of a big upgrade. It's not the most biggest of upgradists, but it is pretty amazing. It is pretty awesome. And also it looks fantastic. It's just one of those weapons that just looks great because it's bulky, clearly inefficient at what it does, and in terms of looks, but it has those yellow things at the side, and boy oh boy, look at that amazing thing. Look at that. And it's clear, when I say clearly inefficient, I mean the canister length. I mean, either that is an enormous caliber, or that's just too tiny. That's like an assault rifle, or maybe not even. A DKS, yeah, it's the normal sniper rifle. So we'll use it. We'll definitely use it. So you are going to be retired. Let's look at the comparison. Right here. So, oh, I thought he was 35. Oh, yeah, it is a lot more damage, of course. And the range is really where you want, is really what makes this be so great. Is the range of the weapon. 50. Yeah, basically if you have a sniper rifle in the first game, you're good. Actually, wait, is it in the first game? Or is it in the second game? That you can attack the turrets in the military base. I might be confused about that. I'm definitely confused about that. Okay, so I'll put these in there. I'll put that over there. This is probably going to be important. Then we have a bunch of stuff. What is that? Pen key. Slaves as pens is in the kennel. That's right. Oh, it doesn't weigh anything. I can keep it. Vortex key. Not Vortex's key. It's, then, okay, there's these. There's that, which I probably need. There's that. Oh, sure. Okay, well, there you go. And I'm not using these. Definitely not using that. Are you loaded? What the heck? Okay, I'm gonna look. Weapons. Maybe I can't unload from here. What the freaking... Why are you not loaded? Did I unload you? Maybe. I assume I did. Somehow. What the... Wait, what? Really? Either that or I put the weapon in here, which might have happened as well. Let's look. Right... nope, these are all loaded. Or unloaded, I should say. Okay. Well, just get some in here for good measure. Yeah, there it is. We got this. We're pretty good. Now let's go back to New Vegas or Las Vegas. That's still up to debate. For debate. I don't think it is. I just forgot. It's Las Vegas over there, so that it is Las Vegas. And the pound, the kennel, they call it another thing as well. Let's go to the clean city. And see what's gonna happen, basically. Because I need to talk to the... No, they're all dead. Everything is good. To the mayor. And it's gonna be like, yes! Oh, what the... Oh, that was interesting. Did you notice what happened? I double-clicked, and it sort of did, like, happened to the second click be on the right spot. I'm listening. Yes, about the investigation. Are you here to report on your investigation? Yes, I'm sure I gathered enough evidence to answer your question. Very well, I'm listening. Marion, don't let anyone into my office. I'm holding an important meeting. Okay, so, Mr. Williamson, I suppose I'll begin by saying that you were right in your suspicions. Also, your mustache is the prettiest of all things, now that we're, boosting his ego. When I started digging deeper into the case, and also killing a lot of people, I was met by Inspector Callahan at the Clean City gates. He had a direct order to kill me. Well, no one in the department knew of this, because they were all dead, but it's obvious that he wasn't popular among his peers. I've heard this line before. Wait a minute, did I say this line to him already? I did, didn't I? Oh, come on. Yeah, this is what I said before. Aw, I was having so much fun saying that. I don't need to say it again because we've been through there. Despite the police department's bias, I managed to solve the thing. It wasn't easy, but I managed to find a laboratory. Ah, that's the question mark. And then he got upset before. It looks like things are a little more clear. It says, where do the drugs come from, he asks. It wasn't easy. I managed to find a laboratory on the outskirts of the city. An entire laboratory? Just as I suspected. The amount of chems were just too much for a small operation. Do you expect... what is smaller than one laboratory? What would be smaller than one entire laboratory that would be considered an operation? There was a laboratory, and there was a not treatment, but testing facility, slave pens, there's like armory and all that sort of stuff. There's a house for a dude that likes pizza. There's all a bunch of other stuff. It's not just a laboratory, but anyway. Who is in charge of the facility? Who is? Who is? Obviously, the slavers. There's always the slavers. First off, the laboratory uses slaves to test their product. Secondly, I got a note from the head of the Slavers' Guild confirming this. I handed it over to the police. I didn't, but I have it with me anyway as evidence, and I'm sure you can easily recover it. Wait. Oh, that's right, I did. Well, I got it back because I killed him. Right. Yeah, you can easily recover it. Remember when the guy at the front desk of the police, I gave him a thing, and I was like, yeah, never seeing that again. It sort of sounded like he talked that way, but anyway. Let me see. Of course. This is serious evidence, but it only proves that the slavers have ties with a lab. They sort of dead. Do you have any more evidence? Yes, I have another note from the lab itself. Hall Wallace has ordered ordered a batch of chems. Just his wait a minute. Let me just make sure I know what I'm talking about. The lab itself, yes. Yeah, because he died, right? Yeah. Just his connection with the dealer says a lot. Why does he need drugs? Business? Extra profit? Well, extra profit. He has slaves. What do you think? It would seem that he's spiking. What the freaking hell? I didn't... Oh, I see. We did not read any of this. We just read that the thing that I mentioned was alcohol or cigarettes. Well, it's not actually necessarily cigarettes. Nicotine is the addictive bit. But I made the joke, right? But I didn't think much of it. That was a text that should read, I need a drug to spike drinks in the casino so people spend more money at the bar. Because that's literally what my character is saying right now, even though we did not see that at all. But maybe we could have talked to somebody to learn that, and this line just appears here because maybe I killed somebody that would tell me that. And the game doesn't want the quest to be broken, which is very commendable and very good. Anyway, that's the situation. I don't see any other explanation. No, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's just my character being a lunatic, as always. Honestly, I doubt they are needed. They are needed. I doubt they are needed. Who are needed? Who's needed? The dealers? Oh, no. It's an offhand comment, I assume, in regards to the people spending money at the bar anyway. How would spiking the drinks make people spend more money at the bar? That's not how drugs work. That's how I thought drugs worked when I was 6. You touched a drug once, and then you would seek the drugs magically. You'd be able to tell where they were, and you'd eat them. That's how I thought they worked. Because, my parents put the fear of drugs in me. As they should. It's good that they did. But they didn't really know how drugs worked either. So I think the notion here, or the idea here is that I need a whiskey on the rocks, please. And you would spike your drink, and you'd be like, this whiskey is good. Very addictive. I'm gonna need more whiskey. And then you'd buy more whiskey because you were addicted to the whiskey. Magically, you wouldn't question why that whiskey was addictive or why it tasted different. No, you wouldn't go and buy whiskey from somewhere else and be like, I'm addicted to whiskey. I'm gonna buy whiskey anywhere. No, that's not. No, you would buy that whiskey because you'd know. That doesn't. It's not. I don't even. It's like putting cocaine in your whiskey. You're not gonna. Does that work? Does that maybe? I have no idea. Can you eat cocaine? I suppose you can, right? You can eat cocaine, right? I suppose. But you know what I mean? Just yeah. Bars all over the world would be spicing their drinks with cocaine. That's not how it goes. You need to go to the bathroom. For something. I don't know. Yeah, let's just see. So we know that Hal Wallace has ordered... This is so ridiculous. Anyway, so we know that Hal Wallace has ordered a batch of cams from the lab. But then again, when I think about it, and sorry to interrupt that particular line, I should have known. I should have guessed. I mean, we started with that whole thing about the pizza being made out of whatever the freaking hell that was. Anyway, and that the lab is closely related to the slavers. But who needed to frame the ghouls, and why? Well, as far as I understand, the ghouls aren't the most popular citizens in the city, so their labor is cheap. Which is completely unrelated to this, but let's see where my character is going. While the ghouls themselves are friendly. Are they friendly? They are not. They are not friendly. With good reasons for not to be friendly, for sure, but they're definitely not friendly. Okay. This benefits the head of Hooverdam, who is currently in need of affordable labor. What far-fetched connection are we talking about here? So they needed to frame the ghouls. That makes no sense. That honestly makes no sense. I mean, on the face of it, but also in the game. So on the face of it, you can judge by yourself. I don't need to go over it. In the game, we have a problem because if they wanted to frame the ghouls so that that the head of the Hoover Dam would buy cheap labor, bear in mind this is in a place that lives off of slaves. Mind you, I don't know why he didn't have slaves if he needed cheap labor. But then again, they're called geeks, so maybe there's a connection there because they might be smart and just sort of smart, technically minded anyway. But you know what I mean. Anyway, but yeah, sure, okay. He needed them to be framed so that he would hire them for cheap. However, he wouldn't hire them unless they were cleared by the police. So that's why it doesn't make any sense in the game. Again, in the face of it, it definitely doesn't make any sense. But there's two levels of nonsense here. He nods. I understand. This guy is smart. I bow to his smartness. We used to have problems with them. Everyone needed power, even though I'm not really sure why they did, but that's another question altogether. And the owner had to impose a stock system, which I believe is not stock trading, because I don't know what that stock is. Everyone is interested in owning as many of these valuable papers as possible. Again, I really don't think it is stock trading. Correct. If the ghouls become the main workforce, then the dam will keep a much larger percentage than if they had to hire slaves. And that's why I want to kill the head of the dam, and I want to see what the game does. Because obviously he's just mooching off of their work, obviously, and this adds to the whole thing. Let's see what this guy tells me. Maybe he's gonna be like, go and kill him, because that's how we deal here in the city. I don't know, and that would no doubt have an effect on the shares. Oh my god, it's stock trading. What does my grandmother think stock trading is? I don't know. We never talked about it. She took it to her grave, so we'll never know. Anyway, he says, effect on the shares of the most influential men in the city. Plural there. Plural. And I think, yeah, my character is drawing conclusions there from that distinction. Like Hall Wallace, Tom Parker, and the head of slavers. Although I don't quite know who might be responsible for this. Also, structuring energy company, like an energy company like that, is really bad, because you have no expansion. Like you get no expansion prospects. That's not. Oh, he's getting frowny, I suppose. Anyway, what are you doing then? Going to your job. Wait, what? My job? To kill him? Wait, although I don't quite know who might be responsible for this. Oh, well, isn't that interesting? I think that's very interesting. Now, Tom Wallace, or whatever, Minister of Culture, maybe that guy knows something. Tom Parker. Maybe I need to go in there. Now, these guys are mayors, or not mayors, but they're, it's all good. Please don't see me. Thank you. They're, in charge of this. Let's have a chat. Oh, this guy, that's right. Did I ever talk to you? Is this the archive? Yes, there is old records stored here, mostly reports from City Hall departments. I'm a senior employee of the unit. However, our archive is for internal use only. Okay. The police told me about your daughter. I am looking for her. My daughter Anna, she's gone. Before that, we had a long and unpleasant conversation about some new friends with whom she consorted. I tried to convince her, so she won't get outside the walls of the pure city. It's not safe. It seems she didn't listen. What friends? I don't know much about them. I don't want to know. She loves these guys. It's, of course, not surprising. Is he going to talk about how charming they look and how amazing their hair is? She is just 15. Oh, no, he's going to say that, of course, she's 15. Of course she loves these guys. But anyway, I usually looked for her in hard rock, quote unquote. I don't know none of these newfangled bar names. Don't ask me hard questions. But no one's seen her there. Maybe they are hiding her from me. I don't think she will decide to run away from the city at her age. Well, you're somewhat of a coward. Why would I do that? Why would I say this? Why? I will say that. You're a coward, also you smell. Screw you. And with that, I think it's time for us to say goodbye because we're out of time. So for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Fallout Nevada. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.